Welcome back to Cooking Gluten and Dairy Free with Dave D. Today on the menu are some birria tacos. Birria tacos are really popular right now, and if you've never had them, get ready to meet your new obsession. I'm talking about juicy, tender meat dunked in a rich consomme and tucked into crispy, golden tacos. It's magical. It's also gluten and dairy free. We're using an Instant Pot to cut down on our cook time, but we're not cutting down on flavor. If you're interested in more delicious recipes that just so happen to be gluten and dairy free, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get down to business. So, starting with our meat, I'm using chuck roast and beef short ribs. Feel free to do what I'm doing here or double down on either one. I like the beef short ribs because I feel like when you cook it down with the meat and the bones in our Instant Pot, it adds a little bit of pizzazz to the recipe. So, put your meat on a board and dry it out with some paper towel. Next, cut your chuck roast into smaller chunks. I'd go for about 3 or 4 inch cubes. Now you can put all your meat in the bowl for seasoning. So speaking of seasoning, unlike our other videos, we're not going to go with too many seasonings. We want the sauce to carry the flavor. So season with a generous amount of salt. We're doing a dry brine here, so don't skip on the salt. And rub the salt in. Then season with a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of onion powder. Rub the seasonings in. Next, cover the bowl with some saran wrap and then put it in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours, but up to 8. During marination, the salt will extract the moisture from the meat, and then eventually the moisture, the salt, and the seasoning will be drawn back into the meat, leaving it super flavorful. After marination, take the meat out of the fridge and let it come up to room temperature while we work on our sauce. For our sauce, you'll need some dried Guajillo Chiles, dried Ancho Chiles, dried Pasilla Chiles, and dried Arbol Chiles. I feel like I made my Spanish teacher proud. You can find these at your local Latino supermarket, international grocery store, or Amazon if all else fails. Now we're going to process our chilies a little bit. We don't want no stems, no seeds, and no sticks. So grab some scissors and a bowl and cut the top off the pepper like you see me doing here. A bunch of seeds should fall out. Now turn the chili over to dump out the rest of the seeds. If you leave a few seeds behind, no biggie. Just know that the seeds hold the spiciness, so if you're a punk like me, you might want to go ahead and get the rest of the seeds out of there. Repeat this for the rest of the chilies. Now is the perfect time to mention that the exact ingredients are in the description box below, along with that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please help a little YouTube channel out by hitting the subscribe button. Also, show some love by hitting the thumbs up. Now that all the chilies are processed, rinse them under some running water. Next, put them in a pot and add some cold water. Take them over to the oven and bring them to a boil. After they come to a boil, cut the heat off and then cover them. And then let them steep and rehydrate in the water for about 20 minutes. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and work on some prep. Grab 2 onions and give them a rough chop. We're not dicing them, just chopping them into large pieces. Next, peel 6 cloves of garlic. This is around the time when the chilies should be done. Strain them and allow them to cool in the strainer while we brown our meat. So go ahead and grab a cast iron skillet and heat it on medium-high until it's smoking hot. Next, add some avocado oil. Now go ahead and add your meat to the skillet. We're not fully cooking here, just browning the outside. So let it cook on each side for about a minute or 2. This will add to the flavor profile. So brown the meat on all sides until they're golden brown. Feel free to do this in batches. When they're done, place them in the metal insert of the Instant Pot. When all the meat is removed, go ahead and reduce the skillet down to medium-low and add your onions. Cook them for about 5 minutes until they soften. We're not going for caramelized here, just softened. Next, add your garlic to the skillet. Cook them for about a minute or so they get a slight roast and become fragrant. When they're done, go ahead and cut the heat and grab a large blender. Add the chilies to the blender. Next, add your sauteed onion and garlic. Next, add 1 or 2 chipotles in adobo sauce. Just the chilies, not the sauce. Now, add 2 cups of beef broth. go ahead and blend them until as smooth as possible. There's a bunch of stuff in there, so it's going to be a little chunky, but blend it for a while so it comes out smooth. The next step will smooth it out even more. So grab your strainer and hold it over the metal insert with the meat. Use a spatula to strain the sauce into the meat. This process takes a while, so be patient. So once it's strained, you're going to have some chunks left over, but most of the sauce should be on the meat. Now we're going to go ahead and add 1.5 cups of beef broth, followed by enough water to cover the meat. Next, we're going to add some baby carrots. And now it's finally time for all our seasonings. So go ahead and add some salt, oregano, dry thyme, ground cinnamon, chili powder, brown sugar, paprika, a touch of cayenne pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, chipotle chili powder, ground cumin, and some beef bouillon powder. Mix all the seasonings in. Next, add 3 bay leaves to the top. Now, throw the metal insert inside the Instant Pot base if you haven't already. Cover it appropriately and then put it on the meat stew setting for 40 minutes. This should cook it on normal high pressure. Let it cook for the time and then let it naturally release for 30 minutes after it cooks. Toward the end of the release, let's do a little bit more prep for garnishing. Finally, dice a white onion. Finally, chop some fresh cilantro. Now we can press that release button on the Instant Pot, with the oven mitt of course, to release any residual pressure. Carefully remove the top. It should look like this. Please refrain from diving into the deliciousness face first. Now grab a cutting board so we can start shredding the meat. Grab the chunks of meat and place them on the cutting board, and grab 2 forks and shred the meat. The meat should be so tender that this is light work. When the meat is shredded, put it in a separate container. For the short ribs, remove and discard the bone and shred the meat the same way. Once all the meat is removed, strain the remaining gravy in a large bowl and get rid of the leftover bay leaves. Feel free to chomp on the carrots or discard them. Now allow the gravy to sit undisturbed for about 5 minutes. This should allow the fat rendered by the meat to come to the top. Now use a ladle to capture as much of the fat as possible and put it in a container like you see me doing here. We're going to use this a little later. Again, this is going to require some patience and a steady hand. Once all the oil is removed, it should look like this. Now we're going to add a little of the consommé to the meat, just enough to rehydrate it. Put the rest of it to the side. This is going to act as a delicious dip for our tacos. Speaking of our tacos, grab some corn tortillas. You can use whatever corn tortillas you want because they're all naturally gluten-free, but I like these supersized ones. Heat a cast iron skillet on medium-low or medium. Add a touch of avocado oil and the oil that we removed from the consommé. Add the tortilla. Add some more of the birria oil and let it brown for about 30 seconds. Flip the tortilla to the other side. After you flip, add some dairy-free Mexican-style cheese or dairy-free mozzarella cheese. Next, add some of the white onions. Next, add some of that delicious meat. Fold the taco in half and allow it to cook until it becomes nice and crispy. Be sure not to flip it too early. Once it's good to go, flip it to the other side and allow it to cook. Repeat this until all the tacos are cooked. Grab a small bowl and add that delicious consommé. Then add some onions, followed by some cilantro. This will act as a delicious dip for the tacos. And there you have it, folks. Birria tacos with consommé, made in an Instant Pot, gluten and dairy free, of course. Let me tell you, the first thing I'm going to do we'll say when this channel ever blows up is get a professional videographer. I don't think these videos or pictures capture how delicious this is. This recipe takes a little bit of work, but trust me, it's worth it. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please leave a positive comment below. And if you have something negative to say, save it for tu madre. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.